In the remote wilderness of Alaska and northern Canada, where icy coastlines meet dense boreal forests and the boundary between land and sea blurs. A clash between a polar bear and a brown bear would be a battle of titans. These two apex predators, closely related yet adapted to very different worlds, represent the pinnacle of evolution in their respective domains. On one side is the polar bear, the undisputed king of the Arctic ice. A massive carnivore built for raw power and endurance, designed to dominate a world of ice and seals. On the other is the brown bear, a powerful omnivore capable of surviving in a wide range of habitats. From coastal rainforests to alpine meadows, brown bears come in many forms. From the grizzly bears of the interior to the massive Kodiak bears of the coastal regions, which can rival or even exceed polar bears in size. In the narrow regions where these two giants' territories overlap, such as coastal Alaska, encounters, though rare, do occur. And when they do, the result is nothing short of spectacular. The polar bear, or Ursus maritimus, is the largest land carnivore on Earth, with adult males weighing between 900 to 1.500 pounds, and in some cases, over 1.600 pounds. Standing nearly 10 feet tall when rearing on their hind legs. These bears are built for power and endurance. Their bodies are a fortress of muscle and fur, with a thick layer of blubber beneath their dense coats, providing insulation against the biting Arctic cold and serving as natural armor against bites and claws. Their forelimbs are immense, ending in paws equipped with 3-inch claws curved and sharp, designed to grip slippery ice and tear through flesh with terrifying efficiency. In a fight, these claws become lethal weapons, capable of disemboweling prey with a single swipe. The polar bear's bite, estimated at around 1.200 pounds per square inch (psi), can crush the skull of a seal or splinter bones effortlessly. Polar bears are solitary hunters by nature, relying on stealth, ambush, and overwhelming power to secure their kills. Their primary prey consists of seals, which they hunt by waiting patiently near breathing holes in the ice or stalking silently across vast snowfields. When driven by hunger, a polar bear will attack anything that promises a substantial meal, including walruses, beluga whales, and even other polar bears. In stark contrast stands the brown bear, or Ursus arctos, a species with a staggering range of subspecies and habitats. The largest of these, the Kodiak bear, Ursus arctos middendorfi, rivals the polar bear in size, with adult males often exceeding 1.500 pounds and standing nearly 10 feet tall on their hind legs. Even smaller subspecies, such as coastal brown bears, often reach weights of 1.200 pounds or more due to rich salmon diets. Brown bears possess a powerful build, with shoulders humped with muscle and paws tipped with long, slightly curved claws designed for digging and slashing. Their bite force, estimated at around 975 psi, while slightly lower than that of a polar bear, is still powerful enough to crack bones and crush through flesh with ease. Brown bears are more versatile hunters than polar bears, possessing a varied diet that ranges from salmon and carrion to berries and roots. This omnivorous diet has honed a different style of hunting, one that balances brute force with patience and strategy. Brown bears are also known for their aggressive disposition, particularly when defending territory or food sources. Their battles, often filmed along Alaskan rivers during the salmon run, are displays of sheer power, with bears roaring, biting, and swiping with claws that can exceed 4 inches in length. The overlap in territory along the coastal regions of Alaska and northern Canada has led to rare but documented clashes between these two giants. Video footage shows polar bears, driven south by melting sea ice, encountering brown bears over carcasses washed ashore or along salmon streams. These confrontations are often brief but brutal. The polar bear, larger and more powerful, possesses the advantage of sheer strength and specialized hunting skills. But the brown bear, stockier and often more aggressive, fights with a tenacity and adaptability that make it a formidable opponent. In these battles, the outcome often hinges on who strikes first and where. A polar bear's swipe can tear through thick hide and muscle, but a brown bear's agility and willingness to fight to the death can turn the tide. A fascinating aspect of this overlap is the emergence of the Pizzly bear, or Roller bear, hybrids resulting from the mating of polar bears and brown bears. Genetic studies reveal that polar bears and brown bears diverged from a common ancestor less than 500,000 years ago. A blink in evolutionary time. Their genetic similarity allows them to produce fertile offspring, a rarity in the animal kingdom. These hybrids often display a mix of traits: the white fur of a polar bear tinged with brown, the longer claws and powerful build of a brown bear, and dietary habits that reflect both parents. The existence of these hybrids hints at a deeper question about the future of both species in a warming Arctic, one where the ice recedes further each year, forcing polar bears further south and bringing them into more frequent conflict and contact with their southern cousins. In a direct confrontation between a polar bear and a brown bear, the setting would play a crucial role. On sea ice, the polar bear's superior swimming ability and its adaptations for cold would offer a significant advantage. Its streamlined body and partially webbed paws allow it to move swiftly in water, ambushing seals from below. The polar bear's thick layer of blubber also provides buoyancy and protection against bites and claws. But on land, particularly in forested or coastal regions, the brown bear's versatility and aggression could turn the tide. Brown bears, adapted to a more varied diet, are faster and more agile on uneven terrain. Their curved claws, while less effective for swimming, are ideal for slashing and gripping during fights. Imagine a misty coastal morning in Alaska, waves crashing against rocky shores, the air heavy with salt and the scent of fish. A polar bear, white fur stained with seawater, prowls along the shoreline, eyes fixed on a salmon stream where pink and silver bodies flash beneath the surface. From the treeline, a brown bear emerges, its fur dark and matted, shoulders humped with muscle. Both bears freeze, eyes locking, breaths visible in the cold air. The brown bear roars a challenge, ears flat, lips curled back to reveal teeth yellowed and sharp. The polar bear responds with a low growl, head lowering, claws digging into wet pebbles. The battle would be swift and savage. The polar bear, driven by hunger, charges with a burst of speed that belies its size. Massive paws striking out, the brown bear rises to meet it, claws raking deep into white fur, teeth snapping for the neck. Blood steams in the cold air, staining the rocks in crimson streaks. The sheer power of the polar bear might allow it to batter the brown bear into submission. But the brown bear's aggression and agility might turn the tide, slashing and biting with a ferocity that even the Ice King might struggle to withstand. In the end, the battle would likely hinge on a single moment: a swipe too slow, a bite too shallow, a strike to the throat or spine. Both titans, bloodied and exhausted, might stagger back, eyes fixed with savage hatred. The outcome remains uncertain, a brutal question that lingers like mist over the icy shore. A testament to the savage beauty and balance of the natural world.